I know watching the Eagles in Kansas City. Two things. Philadelphia is, I guess, beatable, but it's not easy. And the dynasty days of Kansas City, they're over. They could be good this year. Maybe have some very good Sundays. But I watched that game last night between the Eagles and the Chiefs. The 12 best players, 9 are probably Eagles. Even when the score was 10-10 at half at Arrowhead, you kind of felt like Philadelphia, they'd figure out a way to squish you and grind it out, and they do that a lot. I've never seen a team in my entire life in the NFL that's better at getting a yard or 2 or 3 or 4. Sometimes it's bad TV, it's ugly, but it's just who they are. They're big, they're tough, they're physical, and Hurts and Saquon in the offensive line and the tight ends. The Eagles are 4-0 since last season, passing for under 100 yards. That's my favorite stat about the Eagles. In fact, it's almost like passing gets in the way of Philadelphia's offensive rhythm. A.J. Brown yesterday, he had 5 catches for 27 yards. This is what Philadelphia does. The hallmark of Philadelphia. They know what they are. They aesthetically can be ugly. The tush push, they created it. They're going to fight for it. It may get banned. They don't care it's bad TV. They probably jump off sides a little, but it's what they are. A tough, physical team, pound for pound, the strongest offense in the league. They're not a perfect team. They probably are not designed to play from way behind. But I mean, ask yourself this morning, what is Kansas City really leaning into? I mean, Patrick Mahomes and a good defense can win you some games. But I feel like Patrick Mahomes to the Chiefs offense is like the Apple store at the local mall. It's the only thing keeping the lights on. I mean, there's just Travis Kelce hasn't played well. He got Xavier Worthy injured. He dropped that touchdown. It wasn't the easiest catch, but it really solved the game. So they're going to get better when Xavier Worthy comes back and Rashee Rice. And I predicted they would be a wild card team. They got lucky yesterday because Denver in their division gave a game away. But I mean, I'm looking at their offensive line. They don't have a run game. What definitively are they? They're well coached and well coordinated, and Mahomes is really talented. But 3 straight games, Patrick Mahomes has led them in rushing. Philadelphia is beatable. I mean, there's a reason. I mean, what is that, the 16th straight win when Jalen Hurts starts and finishes a game? They just kind of plod and ugly it up, and they lean on you, and they're more physical, and they're really talented. I mean, the good news for the Chiefs, the New York Giants are next. Worthy should be coming back, but this was predictable regression, and there is no question when you watch Philadelphia, they know what they are. They lean into what they are. They just seemingly get better at what they are. And here's their coach and Mahomes after.
Our job, especially early in the season, is, and what I've said constantly to the team, is find a way to win. Take pride in winning any way that you possibly can. Work to get better throughout the week. Repeat, repeat, repeat. When you come off a season like we came off last year, I think the expectation is that you're going to pick up right where you left off. Well, there's steps to this, right? There's steps for all the teams that are playing right now, and there's steps to get better.
We played 2 good football teams and made mistakes in big moments, stuff that we're not used to doing. But I think we're coming together as a team, man. I mean, when you deal with adversity, it's about how you deal with it. And obviously, this isn't how we wanted to start, but how are we going to respond? So I'm excited for the next few weeks to see who wants to be challenged and how we can get back and really get after it.
Yeah, I'm excited too. But this is actually perfect because the story is clearly the Philadelphia Eagles, and we can even see the backdrop is Patrick Mahomes. I mean, the story is that the Eagles were an awesome team last year, won the Super Bowl, and now started this year 2-0 and beat the Kansas City Chiefs on the road in Arrowhead. We still see Patrick Mahomes real big there. I mean, that's how that entire broadcast went on Sunday. I mean, I talked about it in my post-game video. I mean, like, it was ridiculous. It was just Mahomes, 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 Andy, Mahomes, Andy, Mahomes, Andy, Spags, Travis Kelce, Xavier Worthy, Rasheed Rice, Mahomes. Oh, there's Jalen Hurts. Mahomes, Andy, Spags. And it was just like, oh my gosh, we get it. It's the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, like every graphic was just about the Kansas City Chiefs. It just makes exhausting TV, honestly. And then hearing them complain about the tush push, I'm so over the tush push, which is like, it's one of the most disgraceful things that I heard on a broadcast, honestly. I mean, let's be serious here. It was just crazy, honestly. I was personally disappointed, because I usually think the broadcasts are great, but the way how it all unfolded, you can feel and sense what they want the outcome to be. But I mean, listen, that was an ugly, tough, hard-fought game for the Philadelphia Eagles, and against Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, both teams were in it to the end. I think the score ended up being a little bit closer than it should have been, but that's also on the Eagles to make sure that stuff doesn't happen. I mean, the reality is that right now the Eagles are finding themselves in situations where they need to make the play at the exact moment. I always talk about you got to be able to make the right plays at the right time. But now this is now as zoomed in as you can at the exact moment, like the most necessary moment that you possibly need it. And there's times in the past where the Eagles don't convert that fourth down or third down, and now the Chiefs get the ball back, or they don't get that onside kick, something bizarre happens, or they don't get that turnover in the red zone. And so these are all really important. And kind of like Mahomes said about, hey, you're facing adversity here. Make no mistake about it. Like the Eagles are facing their own level of adversity, because I think when you dominate in the NFC Championship game, you dominate in the Super Bowl, there's going to be a sense of like, man, it's easy, which is why Sirianni went all in on saying this is a new year, this is a new year, and this is a new year. And that is what Tom Brady actually said very smartly. That is the one thing that he said throughout the broadcast that was smart, where he's like, you're not defending your Super Bowl championship. Everyone always says, oh, you're defending it. He's like, no, you're not. This is a new team and a new year. And I'm pretty sure Tom Brady knows about defending Super Bowl championships. So I did appreciate that he said that and he emphasized that, because that has been what the Eagles, whole mantra have been. And I think it's smart, and it's smart coaching by Nick Sirianni. But the Eagles undeniably have to play better from my viewpoint. When you look at it like this, I always talk about this as well. When you're a great team and you're going up against another great team, if that great team is not 100% in terms of maybe they're missing a player, maybe their one coach is not good enough, right? Like they have a bad defensive coordinator, or whatever the situation may be. That's all it takes. You just need the slightest bit of a weakness, and the great team will be able to attack and win. And the Kansas City Chiefs are obviously far from playing at their highest level right now. Obviously, their coaching and all of that is unbelievable. But Xavier Worthy and Rasheed Rice, some banged up players on defense, and hardly a great O-line. That should be enough for a Philadelphia Eagles team to just get after it. Now, the caveat to that is that the Chiefs are so incredibly well coached, so that makes them a lot more resilient to any of these other injuries and any of these other issues that they may face. And also, they're at home, and they're doing everything they can to not be 0-2. Their back is obviously up against the wall, and they're also the revenge factor, like all of the emotional and momentum, energetic aspect was in the Chiefs' favor at home. All the stuff that I just listed, but you still expect it to be a little bit cleaner of a game. That game was hung in the balance, and there was a moment where the Eagles technically could have lost. And I just think in a game where you're healthier than they are, it should just be a little bit more simple. It should be a little bit more straightforward for them to come away with that win. Now, to be fair, the Eagles were clearly the better team. Even if we take away any of the weird, bizarre stuff, the Eagles clearly were more organized, more put together, more focused, more physical, faster, like undeniably, and they executed better, right? So you just want to see that execution lead to more points. There was moments when the Eagles are stopping the Chiefs in the best way possible, making the Chiefs be out of character and be desperate, right? Going for it on 4th down on their own territory and coming up with the stop, like all great stuff. Turn that into touchdowns. Turn that into a long touchdown drive, right? Like not a long field goal. That's the stuff that you want to see, because the problem is you keep leaving teams able to come back and get you. All they do is need one successful drive and you're in the playoffs and you lose. It's like, and now it's like, man, why did we leave that door open? You always want to be able to close the door. Close the door. And right now, the Eagles in back-to-back games have been unable. Now, Saquon definitely had a significantly better game, no doubt about it. But back-to-back games where the Eagles have been unable to really get Devontae, AJ, and Saquon going in a way that we know they obviously can get going, right? There was obviously a handful of nice plays for all of them involved, no doubt about it. But you want to see better. You need to see better. No one's been open. No one's been open. Even in that Eagles game, no one's been open in this Chiefs game. They got to figure that out. They have to figure that out. Everybody wants to blame Jalen Hurts for only throwing 116 yards. Nobody was open, and he was smart, and he took care of the ball. Like, he made smart decisions, and make no mistake about it, Patrick Mahomes, until that one wide open Thornton at the end of the game, had like 125 passing as well. Okay, so like we can relax on that. But Mahomes missed a handful of open players. Mahomes was inaccurate. Okay, he missed a handful of people. And you can't always rely on that, right? And when you're the Philadelphia Eagles, it's not just about, hey, we're winning and that's good. You're trying to win a Super Bowl. So you got to be at your best. You got to play at your best. You got to take care of business. You got to take care of the Commanders. You got to take care of the Cowboys. You got to be able to beat, not comfortably, but confidently, the Chiefs, the Ravens, the Bills, right? All, the AFC teams, the Rams, the Packers. Like, you got to play at your highest level. The way how the Packers beat the Commanders on Thursday Night Football, that's what you would have wanted to see the Eagles do against the Chiefs, especially with the Chiefs not 100%. Now, again, it's only week 2, and so I get it. And you got a new coordinator, and Fangio is working with a whole bunch of new defensive players. It's just when I have high expectations for a team, I zoom in and say, what are we looking at? Like, I was thinking about this last night because I knew I was going to have a take like this that was, somewhere along this lines. And a lot of people always come back and say, it's just about, it doesn't matter. They got the win. That's all that matters. And I finally had this aha moment where I was laughing because I always push back on that. But then I had this aha moment where I was just like, that's really something that only fans ever really say. Because there's not a coaching staff in the NFL, in any sport, that where if you don't play great, but you still come away with the win, that the coach staff is like, we won. That's all that matters. No work to do this week, boys. Pizza party all week long. Like, nothing else matters. We got the dub. High fives around. We're all good, baby. Let's just relax. Let's sleep in. They're like, no, we were lucky to win that game. That was ugly. A good coach will still say, hey, it was a hard-fought win, blah, 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 blah. But if you don't think that once they're actually, like, having meetings and stuff like that, and the coach is addressing them when they're actually, like, in their own training facility, like, maybe not on the plane and in the locker room, right? But, like, they're now saying, this is not okay. This is not okay. This is not okay. We got lucky. We can't expect to keep getting away with this, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, like, it's just, like, it is the one thing that fans always try to push. We won, that's all that matters. And it's like, yeah, if you're not a really good team, sure. But if you're a great team, if you're an elite team, if you're a top team, if you're trying to get to a 3rd Super Bowl in, 4 years? You got to be more buttoned up. Got to take care of the details. Fortunately for the Eagles, they're good enough to still come away with these wins, but the offense needs to get going in a way more dynamic way. And the last thing I'll say is this. Now, I always talk about I watch all the games and all that type of stuff, and I never say that to be like, oh, I watch all the games. That means I'm amazing. But I did realize this, that a lot of people obviously don't watch all the games, which is perfectly fine. But when you're this early on in the season, a lot of people watch Thursday night, they watch Sunday night, they watch Monday night, and they watch their team. And so now when you're in like week 8, 9 or so, you've now seen like a lot of teams, majority of the teams. You got a good feel for how the season is going. But when you're only in week 2, the vast majority of people have only watched a handful of games. And so at this point, I've watched like, however many games there have been. Like it's a ton. Like, I mean, I just got like in endless notes like all over the place. And right now, my conclusion is that we're just seeing such a wide spectrum of football right now. We really are. I'm seeing just such brilliant play and such average play. I'm seeing some really awesome offenses and not so awesome offenses. And what I will say about this right now with the Philadelphia Eagles in their 2 games, offensively, nothing has been easy. Nothing has been easy. And that is something that the Philadelphia Eagles need to figure out. I don't know if they've really ever had a single drive that felt easy. And that's not okay. That's not okay. And any of the easy drives was against the Dallas Cowboys, and it was because of Jalen Hurts using his legs. It wasn't within the structure of the play itself. It's a hard way to live, and it can catch up to you. So you want to be able to see plays where you're just like, that was easy. I mean, there's so many times that I take notes, and I'm always looking at the opening drive. I always make sure that I always put a note on the opening drive for offense and the opening drive for defense. And I'm always going through it, and I always look at it, and there's been times like I can just use the Seattle Seahawks as an example, right? With Sam Darnold. Really easy, smooth opening drive, touchdown, all in script. The Chicago Bears, who are not good at all. There's been many times where I'm just like, great opening drive, smooth, on time, in rhythm, let's go, right? And like, Caleb is struggling right now. No ifs, ands, or buts. And so that I just want to see that from the Eagles. You want to get a sense that their game plan, especially within the passing game, but even in the run game, a more creative rushing attack, those are you just want to see some evolution here. And it's needed. It's needed. If you're going to win another Super Bowl, it's absolutely positively needed. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Philadelphia Eagles beating the Kansas City Chiefs 20-17, which of course we'll talk about it more, especially with First Things First, and we'll see what Nick Red has to say. Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. It's whether you agree with me or disagree with me. Either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.